Hello everyone, welcome to Code Northeast, and in today's video I am going to tell you 5 steps, 5 concepts that will help you in learning, reading and understanding any language. Okay, so let's begin. Here I have a sample example of a code written in Java. Okay, I have another example. All right, this is a class and it's implementing an interface and it has some method, some constructor. Okay, so some of you who is watching this video, he may be knowing Java or he may not be knowing, but for sake of example, let's say he or she does not know Java. Then when he first sees this code, it may feel intimidating, right? And there may be even more complex code than this. Okay, but if you know 5 concepts, if your concepts of these 5 steps are clear, then you can start with any language quite easily, because that will make it easier for you to grasp any language. So let's see what are those 5 steps. Okay, so let's begin with our first step. Okay, so the first concept that we need to be clear with is what the code is doing in each line. Okay, so when you see a code, there will be line by line some set of instruction written, like something like in line 1 some set of instruction, in line 2 some set of instruction, like that in line 3 as well. This involves, let's say, a variable, some data type, right? A variable of some data type and some assignment. Okay, that means some value is assigned, okay, in that. And then there will be some print function also. Okay, likewise there will be some arithmetic operations as well. All right, so this will involve what the code is doing at each line. Okay, so your first concept that needs to be clear is that what the code, whatever the language may be, but the concept you should understand in the viewpoint is that you should know what a variable is, what a data type is, and what some basic functions are. And also importantly, you should know the arithmetic operators, some incremental and decremental operators. Okay, so your concept of all this, what a set of instruction does at each line, that should be clear. Okay, next let's see about your second concept will be what a conditional statement does. What that means is if else. Okay, if else, what a if else will do for your case. Okay, for example, this is a simple flow diagram. Okay, for let's say it starts from a certain point and then there is a flow, like here when your if or any condition is true, that means it will follow this branch. Okay, this flow, and when it's false, it will follow this branch. Okay, so whenever you see a code, you should know how the flow goes based on the conditional statement, whether it's true, false, and how it is following. So okay, so basically your concept of conditional statements like if else, and also one good example is switch case. Okay, switch case should also be very clear. Okay, so that is your second concept that should be very much clear to understand any language, to get started with any language. Okay, now coming to our third concept, that is your concept of loops. Okay, loops. So your loops involve for loop, while loop, and also do while loop. Okay, so in this for loop, while loop, and do loop, what you need to understand is that when a certain condition is met, the flow will keep repeating. Okay, the flow will keep repeating, and there should be some condition that you are changing. Okay, condition changes at that time loop loop will simply break. So that is the third most important concept that should be very much clear for you. Okay, so moving on, let's see what is the fourth concept that should be clear for you. Okay, the fourth concept that any coder, anyone who aspires to become a programmer should have is that he should know what are functions. Okay, functions are very important because here let's say there is a block of code. Okay, block of code that is repeatedly called. Okay, repeatedly called, and also it may happen inside this block there is another block of code. So this creates a stack trace. Okay, this creates a stack trace, and you should know how the flow, okay, the flow goes from one block of code to another. Okay, your concept of how a function, the control flow goes from one function to another function. Okay, so like that your concept of functions and how it works and how to read the flow between the function is clear. Here, once you are clear about the basic functions concept, you will also be able to understand what is recursion, right? That is function calling itself. Recursion is a very important concept, and when you know how the control flows between functions, that time you will be able to understand recursion in a much better way. Okay, so let's recap. First, you understood what is what the code does at each line. Then you understood what is the conditional statements, like how the flow goes when it's true or false. Then you also understood how your loops work. Okay, then the very important, you understood how your functions work as well. Now, once your basic concept, these four are very basic, once these basic concepts are clear, you are now ready to actually move on to the next step. Okay, the next step is nothing but class, okay, and objects. So class is nothing but a presentation of some properties, right? And also in object oriented programming, this class, the concept of class, the concept of objects, and also some concepts like how some properties are there in your parent class, right? Parent class, and how it is inherited to a subclass. Okay, subclass. All these concepts of yours should be clear. Okay, so once you are very much clear with the concept of class, with the concept of objects, and also more important, another thing that I may have missed earlier is that also your idea of memory allocation should be clear. Okay, addresses, memory allocation, those things should be clear, because when you create an object, of course a memory is allocated to it. All right, so these 5 concepts should be clear before you start any other programming. Okay, for example, when you learn your first code, first language, at that time you will obviously go through all this. The number 5 you may not go through if you are learning a procedural language at the first. So let's say this minimum 4 concepts you should definitely go through and clear it out, so that whenever you go to the next step, the next step is obviously object oriented language. Okay, object oriented language. When you go to the next step of object oriented language, you don't have to go through all these 4 concepts, and you can easily grasp this concept and learn the class, the objects, and what are the concepts, properties that involves the object oriented programming. So once your 5 concepts are very clear, you can easily read and understand any other language. Okay, you can easily understand any other language and start with that language. And once your 5 concepts are clear, then another step comes along that I can say that we can call bonus. Okay, number 6, that will be specific to any language. Okay, so this I did not include because 5 are basic, 5 concepts you should be clear so that you can learn any language. And the next step, like you can say a upgrade, will be learning about the libraries of that language. But this is a specific, okay, this is specific to any language. All right, so the 5 are basic for learning any language, and then number 6, you should upgrade to learning languages, learning libraries of a specific language. Okay, so I believe once your 5 concepts and this bonus concept of libraries are clear, you can actually easily master any programming language. And once you know that these are the concepts behind any language, you will stop focusing on simply learning languages. Okay, because learning one language and then another language and then another language, that does not give you any direction. Actually you should follow one language or max to max 2. Okay, so you should follow 1 or 2 language and then learn the libraries. And another thing I forgot to add, these are frameworks. Okay, frameworks also you should be learning. So once you are familiar with the basics of how a language works, you should focus on mastering that language and learning libraries, learning frameworks. Okay, so that's how you should give a direction to your career, or say to your journey of becoming a programmer. Okay, so let's wrap it up. I hope you understood the concepts that I explained in this video, and I hope you don't have any doubt. And if you have any doubt, then feel free to comment down below, and don't forget to like and share our video to whoever is interested in becoming a programmer, and do subscribe to our channel for more such videos. Thank you.